All right, the third and final part of our case study for a 43-year-old female. This was a lot of fun. Company number 3. This is a smaller company. I do like their flexibility a lot. We just, the only reason we don't use them at this point in time, without mentioning their name, is historical performance. And this is kind of a personal thing I have. Also from a couple of conversations I've had with Scott Witt, the actuary. I value his opinion very much. And just my experience in designing policies for corporations is when I've gotten to the industry, the biggest item of buyer's remorse or biggest objection around whole life insurance was often, I bought it and I thought it was going to produce this much cash value and it under-delivered. I was unhappy with the actual results. What we've seen to be the case as far as producing the best actual results over time, meaning relative to what I pay in, strongest cash value and death benefit, are those 4 major mutual companies. That's why the phrase 4 major mutuals is burned in my brain and my office makes fun of me for saying it all the time. But that's where I come from in that particular respect, with the aim to maximize cash value. So I don't have anything against smaller companies. Sometimes the flexibility features are great and maybe it's a better fit for us because of that. The only reason I don't use them personally is just no historics, that's all. And some are working on it, which I really appreciate. Once we have them, we'll certainly start using them. Okay. So looking at the compounding here, let's go through the same thing we did in the last videos. Year 15, look at your cash value growth. You're at 1.7, you give them $100,000 and it grows by about 164. Look at that. Now, I paid in 100,000. My net growth was what? Back out your 100. There we go. 64,000. Okay, so let's do this. Let's get rid of the extra columns here, the gross ones, I should say, to make things a little bit easier. And let's give ourselves a little bit more space. Okay, let's take a look here. So as time passes, smaller company. Oh, I almost forgot to mention. So here's the key advantage to a smaller company. Look at this. Base premium, $3,500, and he's paying in for his wife $100,000 per year. From an illustration standpoint, wait until you see the guarantees up front. That's attractive. This was exciting whenever we build these out. That's why I'm always like, show me some historical performance. Compared to the same thing, the whole purpose of this particular study was to show the maximum or the minimum premium option with one company compared to a 2575. So right off the bat, 91,000 compared to 72,800. That's a big difference there, right? I'm almost $20,000 a hit in equity, and I view that as a business owner. That's 20 grand I could use for investing in business, real estate, access to capital. Now I still have to capitalize because I still have that negative hit right off the bat. Okay, so compounding though, year 15, paid in 100. What was my net growth? 64,000. Over here with the higher base premium, 61,000. Smaller company has a lower dividend. Keep that in mind. This one, by the way, the MEC limit was greatly overinflated to prevent a MEC from occurring at any point in time. So here, by the time we hit years 20 and 21, look at the difference there in compounding. Significant. I see a difference. Now, when I drop it just down to the 25, 157, 138. And again, this is based off the dividends. But let's look at the main difference. And this is substantial. Now it's with a smaller company, same product, non-MEC, everything's set up appropriately here, but exact same company, health rating, software run directly with the insurance carrier. Always want to make sure we're clear there. $700,000 difference. And that's over the long haul. Look at your death benefit as well. Now, if it underperforms, what do the guarantees look like? Break even. Oh, that's where I was talking about with that low premium split. Look at that. Forgot to show the nets. Let's do this real quick. Just about there. There we go. All right. Oops. Let's do this real quick. Okay. So 3.5% base, negative in the first 3 years. Guarantees. Keep that in mind. All right. Time passes. Compounding. Does a higher base premium result in greater compounding long term? It did not with the dividends. It does not based off the guarantees. And we've tried to make that work a million times because it drives higher compensation. So if there would be a way I could justify it, I would do it. But from an ethical standpoint, no. Not questioning anyone else's ethics. Don't take it that way. I'm just talking about how I view it as far as showing options. So based off the guarantees, it's a $170,000 difference. Like both options, I mean, that's drastic. And every company was different. What was interesting with the major mutuals was not as much of a difference when designing the policies within the maximum limits. The smaller carrier, there is. Now the argument here, if your knowledge is advanced in the industry, is, well, yes, Steve, because you had such a lower base over here that this company allowed, that's how you were able to accelerate a bit faster. That's exactly what happened. And a higher death benefit to prevent a mech from occurring. Point being, though, when you look at the compounding specifically, it doesn't make much of a difference. I've got more with the lower from start to finish. And I come out ahead. So, back to the beginning. Does a higher base premium favor long-term compounding? Because, I always ask myself this question when I was presented these policies, and I touched on this in the overview video, is, hey, do I give up initial cash value for more long-term? If so, how much do I have to give up? Is it worth it? Well, then we found out as we were modeling policies for corporations, no, they get the best of both worlds. The thing is, agents are often more willing to take that hit when they design the policy for a corporation because they're paying in $1 million per year, so they don't mind if the premium is minimized. It's still a very big premium. Or it's a BOLI policy and it's a much larger deposit. Point to that is what you can do for a lot of companies. You can do a very similar and sometimes the same thing for you and I as an individual. Designing policies for early cash value without giving up long-term cash value. That's the name of the game. And I'm getting too excited, so we're going to stop this video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out anytime. Hope this helps, and we'll talk to you soon. Hey guys, Steve Parisi here. If you enjoyed the content you just saw, please subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell for future videos. If you'd like more information or to see some custom policies for yourself, feel free to call or email our offices at the contact information below.